sponsor established titles. Their project based on the historic Scottish custom where landowners referred to as lords or ladies in English. And that means as of today, that's right, I'm officially a lord.
Hey, Mordecai.
Ah, what?
Do you think I'm dumb?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. I was just checking.
Graham Stephan has been caught promoting yet another scam, and this time I think he was fully aware of this scam. Graham, why do you have to be so greedy? So, have you guys heard about the company Established Titles? Or if the name doesn't ring a bell, let me explain what this company does. Established Titles is a company where you can buy land in Scotland for less than $300. What the hell? Am I reading this right? Graham, how didn't you know this was a scam? You're a real estate agent. There is no way you thought this was real. So yeah, this company, Established Titles, allows you to buy land in Scotland for $300. And that's not just it. You also get a title of a lord or lady. Sounds like a steal, right? All that in just $300. Why serve the Queen for years to receive that title when you can just go on Established Titles and buy one? Or should I say king? The Queen died so recently that I keep forgetting. So Graham promoted this like crazy on his channel, and along with him another channel called Some Ordinary Gamers also promoted it. I really don't know if he bought into the scam, because I feel like gamers are really dumb and they could just believe something really easily. They buy clothes and land in games. I hope they don't believe that's real too. But let's leave that guy out of this, because he isn't a real estate agent like Graham. I'm so sure Graham knew what he was promoting was a scam. For those of you who think, but how could people be so dumb and buy into it? To be honest, even I thought that. But when I checked their page, I saw that they had about 1.4 million visits a month. And even if 20% of the website's visitors bought into it, that's 280,000 purchases. Let's say they buy the land and the printed certificate. That comes up to $79. And $79 multiplied by 280,000 comes up to $22.1 million. These people really made bank out of this scam. I honestly had a crazy amount of respect for Graham and thought he was one of the most legit finance YouTubers out there. But looking at things coming out about him, it's kind of shocked me. He makes it seem like he's a really simple guy who doesn't spend money on Starbucks coffee and still lives below his means, even though he's a millionaire. But all of that was BS, and it seems like he was just selling an image of himself to his viewers. He also deleted his channel Millennial Money, and I'm sure that was because this was the channel he mainly promoted stuff on. Coming back to Established Titles, the law in Scotland literally states that you can't sell small pieces of land. Here's what the law states. Land Registration, Scotland, Act 2012, Section 22. 2. In subsection 1b, souvenir plot means a plot of land which A. is of inconsiderable size and of no particular utility, and B. is neither 1. a registered plot, nor 2. a plot the ownership of which has at any time separately been constituted or transferred by document recorded in Register of Sassine. Since the seller will unlikely sell a souvenir plot of both a considerable size or practical utility and a registered plot, the disposition will be unable to be registered in the land register. This means that the buyer cannot acquire a real right of ownership in Scots law. Therefore, it's impossible for buyers of the sale to become owners of a souvenir plot. No other form of ownership is recognised by the realm of ownership as discussed above, owing to Scots property law's Roman law influences. This clearly means that small plots of land cannot be sold like that. So if you buy the land off the Established Titles website and go to Scotland and try and claim it, then you're going to be looked at as a fool for sure. The main selling point for the Established Titles website was that you'd receive a title such as Lord or Lady, and here's what the Scotland law has to say about that. Ownership of a souvenir plot of land does not bring with it the right to any description such as Laird, Lord or Lady. The words Lord and Lady apply to those on whom a peerage has been confirmed and do not relate to the ownership of land. Owner of a souvenir plot of land is not sufficient to bring a person otherwise ineligible within the jurisdiction of the Lord Lion for seeking a coat of arms. I'm sure Graham knew that the title thing was a scam. There's no way he could believe that. I'm just so sure he couldn't say no to the fat paycheck he received from them. Another thing is that since he is a real estate agent, he would have definitely been familiar with the law, but he chose to ignore it. The final selling point for Established Titles is that they plant trees for every purchase they receive, so you buying their fake land would help them save the woodlands and prevents the land from getting destroyed. How stupid. Another thing that I want to point out is that if you go to their website and check out their page, they literally always have a countdown timer. And that's honestly so suspicious to always have a countdown timer, so I really don't know how people bought into it. When the whole FTX thing happened, I honestly didn't want to completely blame Graham, but looking at this scam, it's so clear that Graham knew what he was promoting was a scam. He just chose to ignore it. So if you look at the About Us section of established titles, you can find the founder there. So the founder is Katharina Yip, and the reason she started this was because she fell in love with the breathtaking sights of Scotland. And we can find this lady on LinkedIn, and we see that she's based out of Hong Kong. And she is currently involved in 3 different companies. The first one is Fail Ventures, the second one is Galton Voicey, and the third one is Trifecta Ventures. Now let's check out if these are legitimate companies or they're just some scammy LLCs. So let's go to Fail Ventures and check out their page. It literally says "Come Fail Together," and it basically has a dozen failed ventures under it. If you guys are familiar with dropshipping, then you can see that her strategy kind of seems a typical dropshipper's strategy, where you test out a bunch of products to find a winning product or a winning business. And I can see that all companies are some sort of online companies. You can see that Established Titles was one of their successful ventures, along with Kamikoto knives, which are those sharp Japanese knives. This product is also heavily promoted on YouTube. So next time, just beware to check the founders of the company before buying the product, because if you see Katharina Yip in the About Us section, just don't buy from that company. But looking at how scammy, she would probably avoid putting up her details on the About Us section in her next scam venture. When I checked out Galton Voicey, the other company on her LinkedIn page, it seems like Galton Voicey handles the production and manufacturing of her other companies. And if you look at it, both of these companies are from countries with extremely relaxed business laws. In China and Hong Kong, getting away with scams is honestly a lot more easier than getting away with scams in the US or UK. Even if you see most of these dropshipping websites are usually China-based. So I'd say another red flag to look out for is to see where the company is based. I'm not too sure what's going to happen to all the people who bought land from Established Titles. When I checked to see what kind of payment gateway they were using, I saw Shopify Payments and was honestly kind of shocked because Shopify Payments usually has very strict rules and regulations that they abide by. I think Scammy Kim found a way to work around that as well. Graham has been promoting scams all this while, and many viewers really bought into the trustworthy guy image that he was selling. There's no way that he thought this was real. He has a real estate license and claims to be very good at his job, so I really don't buy that he didn't have a clue about this. He definitely knew what he was trying to get his viewers. If you guys like my video, please do subscribe. Until then, please don't get robbed.